Welcome to this new how-to. In this how-to, we're going to look at how you can taxi with the Fokker F VII. There are some challenges with this aircraft, especially with taxiing. And the reason I'm telling this is because I saw some other posts on the internet that people are struggling with it. So, to be clear, it's, I would say, clearly mentioned in the manual, once you found it, that I would say this type is, I'd say, challenging. And why I say that is because you need to look at the back. In this case, you can see that this one does only have a hook, right? It doesn't have a wheel which you can use to taxi, which means that if you would start taxiing, you almost can't, I would say, move. That's why it's also mentioned in the manual that if you fly this one, which is the VF 7A with the one engine, that you're taking off from a runway which is, I would say, built from grass, right? So you can't taxi correctly with this one. If you want to taxi, there is another option, and that's, I would say, switching the aircraft. So it's not really, I would say, a solution for the issue, but it's, I would say, a solution if you want to fly with a Fokker and still want to do the taxi part. So let me show you how to do that. So what you need to do first is select, of course, the correct airplane. So what we're going to do is switch to the correct airplane, and then I will show you how you can taxi with it, because it requires some special instructions. So here we've got the Fokker, right? We've got all of them, and especially the retrospect one, or the B version. That's the most important thing. It only works with the B version. That one has something special compared to this one. So we're going to still stay on the taxi or on the parking, ramp number 34 from this airport, and then I'm going to show you the difference. So with the previous one, it's still possible to take off, but taxiing is simply a nightmare because the hook, I would say, hooks into the ground and then you won't move. That's also what I figured out myself. There are also some known bugs in those aircraft. For example, if you go full throttle, suddenly the engine stops. At least the engine sound stops, the engine still turns. But that's for, I would say, another video. So this is the B version, and you can see already that the tail of this aircraft is higher on the ground, right? So you can see here's, I would say, the hook, which was also there for the A version. But in this case, it has a wheel attached to it. So that's cool. So let's make sure that the engines are started, right? We're going to do it the easy way. I'll record another video about how to start the engines of this one. The 3 engines, the triple engine version. Kind of look from the front, right? It's a really nice view. And once all the engines are running, we can remove the parking brakes. And that's, I would say, done using the normal key, right? So we're going to remove the parking brakes so you can see the blocks are removed. And now let's move to the back of this airplane. Because there's a special trick which you need to do. And that's, you need to move the yoke completely to the front. So you need to push the aircraft like, I would say, you're descending the altitude. Once you've done that, you can increase the throttle and you can steer. Right, so you can easily steer. Watch out for your head. So we're almost, I would say, killed the person who helped us at the parking spot. Because if you won't do that, and that's what I'm doing now, right? I'm simply now are not pushing forward. You can see that I can move the back, but it simply doesn't work. And as soon as I push forward, it will, a little bit to the gas. I've got the option to taxi easily to the runway. So trick, if you want to taxi with the Fokker F VII, then make sure that you're selecting the B version if you want to perform the taxiing. For the other ones, simply the taxiing doesn't work as expected, and it's, I would say, a known limitation, which was also announced by the developer of this nice aircraft. So once you're on the runway, you can simply take off. For the A version, if you want to use it, use a runway which is created of or made of grass. That works perfectly. I didn't try it yet on the tarmac, but it also looks like that doesn't work nicely. But this works perfectly if you're using the B version. Once you're on the runway, you can of course take off and go airborne with this nice Fokker aircraft. Here ends this how-to. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, then consider to use the like button. If you got questions or comments, then feel free to post them in the comment box below. And if you want to stay up to date about new videos I'm posting, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.